Coming up, a potentially dangerous winter storm is on its way. Plus, a ballot proposition that could help fix Flagstaff's housing crisis. The news starts now.
You're watching NAZ Today, Northern Arizona's local news.
Good evening and welcome to NAZ Today. I'm Makayla Richardson.
And I'm Liam Combs. Thanks for tuning in.
A very strong winter storm is moving into northern Arizona tonight, bringing high winds, snow, and blizzard-like conditions.
The snow is expected to continue throughout the weekend. NAZ Today forecaster Matt Kienitz joins us with the very latest.
Thanks, Liam. As you guys were saying, we are currently in a winter storm warning that will be starting at 9 p.m. tonight and will be in effect to 11 p.m. tomorrow. This will impact travel and give blizzard-like conditions. The National Weather Service has released a winter storm warning as well as a high wind warning. These conditions will be pretty severe, and we can expect to see snowfall through tomorrow night and the rest of the week as well. Dangerous wind speeds from 50 to 70 miles per hour with gusts up to 80 miles per hour. These are very high and very, very dangerous wind speeds. So keep your pets inside tonight, keep your family inside tonight, and do not go outside because these can be very damaging to both property and people as well. Driving conditions will also be affected by this and will become extremely dangerous starting tonight and going into tomorrow as well. It is not advised to go on the road unless it is an absolute emergency. Some projected snowfall totals for this storm over in Flagstaff and Williams, 8 to 12 inches. Prescott and Payson at 3 to 4 inches. Show Low is looking at about getting 6 to 8 inches of snowfall and precipitation, with the Grand Canyon getting around 4 to 6 inches. That is all I have for you right now, but I will have more for you on my forecast.
Thanks, Matt. The Arizona Department of Transportation is advising drivers to postpone highway travel for at least the next several days. Those who choose to travel face dangerous road conditions because of the ice and snow.
NAU has preemptively decided to close campus tomorrow due to the impending winter storm. Nearby school districts are likely to do the same. This is the third snow day for NAU so far this year. And when it comes to the long stretch of snow we've seen over the past few weeks, some people say, well, I've had enough, while others welcome the much-needed moisture. NAZ Today's Jordan Valander has more on our love-hate relationship with snow.
Flagstaff has had several snowstorms over the past few weeks, and more is coming later this week. Let's see what locals have to say about the snow.
NAU students have voiced their frustrations regarding the piles of snow on campus, but locals have a different approach.
I've been here for 4 years. The longer it stays, the more annoyed I get. I can't wait till it all melts away and goes away.
My opinion in the snow in Flagstaff is it's great. I really like it. It's the most I've ever seen. I've lived in this high country, out in the reservations, and coming here to Flagstaff, it's always cool to see how much snow is here.
But locals say the snow can bring a positive impact to the environment.
I like snow as like a concept. I think it's great. I don't like driving or parking in the snow, especially the parking lots.
Love it, love it, love it, love it. We need it so badly. The trees love it.
As you can see, there's some disagreement about when enough is enough, snow-wise. KNAU meteorologist Lee Bourne says you might as well enjoy it.
You just got to think about all the ecological impacts for our forest, for our wildlife, for our watershed, and water's life around here. And yes, it's difficult to deal with shoveling and on a daily basis, getting around in the ice, but it's going to make for a great recharge.
Bourne says while we've had a very snowy January, we're really not that much above normal so far.
We're already at 94 inches of snowfall in Flagstaff. The 30-year season average is around 84 inches. So we're already around over season average here with a couple of months to go yet with the snow season.
Bourne says January saw the third highest snowfall totals in Flagstaff history. Jordan Valander, NAZ Today.
NAU police are investigating a series of sexual assaults on the campus. At least 5 incidents of sexual assault have been reported from late January to February 14th, including attacks in dorm rooms. We'll be following this story and we'll keep you up to date.
Affordable housing is an issue that continues to plague Flagstaff residents. With the passage of Proposition 442, city officials say they are on the case. Behind me is the old Travel Lodge Hotel. Housing Solutions of Northern Arizona has purchased and is in the process of retrofitting the rooms into studio apartments in order to secure affordable housing for Flagstaff residents. A year and a half later, city officials say the supply still does not meet the demand for affordable housing.
And that's the problem. There isn't enough housing supply to make it to where there is enough housing for people to buy a reasonable home.
Fisher is in charge of the implementation of the city's 10-year housing plan, which aims to create or preserve nearly 8,000 housing units by 2031. After the passage of the voter-approved Proposition 442, which allocated $20 million to affordable housing, Fisher says the city now has more options to help people in need. The problem now is not only real estate supply, but also collaboration with community partners.
Partners need to come to us and bring their ideas, and most importantly, take into consideration that not everybody is in a place where they bought their home 20 years ago for a very reasonable price, and now they're close to paying it off.
Fisher says there has been some pushback to the city's housing plan from homeowners wanting to keep their neighborhood small. And to that, she says,
times change and we need to focus on infill.
In the initial release of the 10-year housing plan, the city estimated 47% of households in Flagstaff are low income. Yet the sales price locally continues to skyrocket, putting new potential homeowners in even more of a bind. One resident says these figures do not surprise him.
Not reasonable at all. It's pretty pricey. If you're making minimum wage, it's not the best.
Fisher says the city is here to help, and for community partners who want to create affordable housing in Flagstaff, that help is available.
It's just a matter of calling us. If you have an idea, call us. And I'm sure in the next 10 years, we'll come up with a lot of other great ideas, but it can't just be our brains.
For those curious about those studio apartments on Route 66, construction is said to be completed by the end of summer. Back at NAU, a new sustainable food option is open to students.
That's right, Liam. Falling closely in line with Flagstaff's efforts to protect the planet, Bites is an app that allows students to receive home-cooked meals while giving back to the community. Bites is a nonprofit food service that encourages students to form a community through shared food experiences.
I envision students with basic cooking skills, basic life skills, if you know how to feed yourself, essentially, offering to cook affordable homemade meals for other students at their same school.
To receive a meal, students will sign up as foodies on the app and discuss with their chosen cook what dishes will be prepared. Participants will not only help the planet, but also benefit personally.
It's honestly a great way to meet people and to experience a new culture and maybe if you want to be a cook, it's a great way to earn some extra money on the side.
A percentage of the meal's cost will go to community gardens to promote sustainable eating.
80% of that bill will always get paid to the student who cooked. 17% of every single meal order placed at NAU or anywhere else will go back to your own campus to fund free food gardens on campus and to put food in the food pantry for those students who are significantly food insecure.
However, the price range may not be compatible with some students' budgets.
Depending on how many people they're cooking for, it's usually $50 to can be up to $200, $300 if they're cooking for you and 5 roommates.
While the app has just been made available, its founder hopes to influence a greener future nationwide.
My vision is, my hope, my wish, my prayer is that all campus settings across the country will become food resilient and food secure over time. The youngest people who are going to be the most burdened by the future need the most help.
Bites can be downloaded on the App Store or accessed through their website at bites.mobi. Coming up, federal help is on its way to victims of a toxic train derailment in Ohio. Stay with us.
It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire. How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. and finally feeling if the ashes are cool.
Oh, yeah.
Ah, yes, the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe, but not so much by Smokey Bear.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Wow, these are really good.
You act surprised. Practice makes perfect.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. There are thousands of teens in foster care who don't need perfection. They need you.
Well, Thomas, you've got pre-diabetes. But with more exercise and a change in diet, it can be reversed.
I've tried exercising. It just makes me hungry for bacon.
I love bacon, too. And who really likes to exercise?
Not me.
Me neither.
Nobody. So we're good?
What? Oh, you still have pre-diabetes. Big time.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, read your lease. No pets allowed. My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
President Biden is in Poland this week after his surprise visit to Ukraine. CNN's John Lorink has more.
President Joe Biden met with Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky in Kyiv Monday, saying the U.S. will stand with the country as it battles against Russian forces.
Freedom is priceless. It's worth fighting for as long as it takes, and that's how long we're going to be with you, Mr. President.
Biden announced more aid to Ukraine, including $500 million worth of new assistance, including military equipment and ammunition.
I won't get ahead of future announcements. You'll see us announce some more here very, very shortly, and that'll continue well into the coming weeks and months.
Biden also said new sanctions would be imposed on Moscow later this week.
These conversations brings us closer to the victory, and we hope that this year, the 2023, will become a year of victory.
Moscow is reportedly upset with a comment Vice President Kamala Harris recently made, accusing Russia of committing crimes against humanity during its war in Ukraine. The Kremlin has not publicly commented on Biden's trip, but former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev accused the U.S. of warmongering support for Ukraine. Meanwhile, some House Republicans are also blasting Biden's surprise trip to Ukraine, including Georgia Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene, who tweeted it's, quote, incredibly insulting that Americans pay for Ukraine's government and war. I'm John Lawrence reporting.
2 weeks after the derailment of a train carrying toxic chemicals in Ohio, residents say the health effects continue. A clinic is now open in the area and federal agencies are sending aid. CNN's Gloria Pazmino reports.
Illness.
I had a headache for about 8 hours and got sick after that.
And anxiety.
With 2 young children, I don't want to expose them to that.
More than 2 weeks after a Norfolk Southern freight train derailed, unleashing plumes of black smoke and contaminating the soil, residents remain on edge.
We have to look at the health impacts to our vulnerable populations.
Ben Ratner lives in East Palestine. He says he's happy to see a health clinic opening Tuesday to address the growing health concerns.
Yeah, I think it's a good idea to go there, especially early on, and get things checked out. Also go to your private doctor and get checked out.
But he's still frustrated with the response.
I do want to remind everybody that this accident happened on the 3rd of February. We're just now getting, regular briefings. We're just now getting the federal government involved. The state is still not declaring it a disaster.
Governor Mike DeWine says the crash does not qualify for federal disaster declaration, but is asking the U.S. government for help.
We've asked for medical experts from the United States Department of Health and Human Services to come to East Palestine.
Those teams are expected on the ground this week, along with experts from the CDC. U.S. Environmental Protection Agency Administrator Michael Regan is also headed back to East Palestine Tuesday to meet with residents. I'm Gloria Pasmino reporting.
Okay, so we drowned the fire, stirred it, drowned it again, and now just feel if it's cold.
Yeah.
Cool.
Smokey just gave me a bear hug.
I know. Already posted it.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
Today I'm going to talk to you about physics. Come on in, girls. Let's go. This is the first rocket to get humans to Mars. Really tall. I'm a rocket structural engineer, designing and building parts of the rocket. You are the generation that will be stepping foot on Mars. Do I have a group of astronauts on my hands? Yes. You can become a rocket scientist or whatever else you want to be.
I just found out my work party is a +1. You want to go? This is my boss, Ella.
Nice to meet you, Greg.
You're welcome. Nope, I'm high. But I'll clean the kitchen while you're gone.
You're already making good decisions when you're high.
Pool party at Jesse's. Can you drive? I'm toasted.
Nope, I'm high. But I can order us a ride.
Don't make an exception when it comes to driving. If you feel different, you drive different.
Welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Matt Keenitz, and I will be bringing you this weather that we are having today. Right now in Flagstaff, we are at a current temperature of 37 degrees, and that wind chill is just 9 degrees below us at 28 degrees. We have some southwest winds at 16 miles per hour, and our barometer is just reading below 30 inches, which gives us these mostly cloudy skies that we are seeing right now. We can see that our current satellite, we are not the only state in the southwest region that has cloud coverage. We're pretty much seeing it in all of these states right here. Utah right above us has a lot of cloud coverage, and Nevada and California are pushing cloud coverage into the top west corner of Arizona. And we are seeing that cloud coverage flow all over Arizona today. We can see that today we had a high of 46 degrees in Flagstaff, with our low being around 17 degrees. We are on par with these averages. However, we have not had any precipitation since yesterday. However, we will be updating you throughout the week as we see more precipitation levels with this winter storm. Since January 1st, we have had 6.72 inches of precipitation, and we are pretty significantly above that average at 3.52 inches. We can see across the state today, we had significantly higher temperatures than what we will be seeing for the rest of the week. 61 in Page and Prescott, 46 in Flagstaff, 64 over in Winslow and Kingman, and 51 in the Grand Canyon area. We can see that tonight we're going to have a forecast low of 17 degrees with rain and snow and wind gusts up to 70 miles per hour. And I want to stress this again. These winds will be very, very powerful and very, very fast. 70 miles per hour. It is very dangerous. So avoid going outside tonight. Tomorrow morning, it will have a 5-degree difference for our high at 21 degrees. Heavy blowing snow is in the forecast with wind gusts up to 55 miles per hour. Nothing to take lightly either with those wind gusts tomorrow. We can see that across the state we'll have lots of lower temperatures with 34 in Sedona with a low of 29, 38 up in Page with a low of 31, 43 over in Kingman with a low of 29, and 40 over in Winslow with a low of 27 degrees. Taking it back to Flagstaff, however, where we can see that 21 degrees will be our high tomorrow, and that will gradually increase until Saturday, where it will dip back down to Sunday at 31 degrees with a low of 14. That is all that I have for weather right now, but make sure you stay tuned for sports after the break with Ava Nichols.
When I first saw a turtle, my heart was full. Now I'm anything but lonely.
We have this deep connection, this heart connection.
He just wants to be close to you and part of your life.
Every day with turtle is a perfect day.
When I'm holding her, it makes me feel calmer.
I think everything he does shows how much he loves us.
When we adopt a shelter pet, we discover they're a little bit of a lot of things.
But they're all pure love.
There's a lot of fear in coming back to school. I'm a 40-year-old man that walked in there to get his high school diploma. It was very hard for me, but one of the teachers was Miss Araceli. She gave me direction. Every single time I had a question, she'll put down whatever she's doing and she'll sit there with you until you get it. 50% of getting your high school diploma is walking through those doors. The other 50% is doing the work.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
If you drive buzzed, it could cost you around $10,000. You'll face major legal fees, major fines, and steep insurance penalties. You could lose everything. Buzzed, busted, and broke, because buzz driving is drunk driving.
Hello and welcome back to NAZ Today. My name is Ava Nichols and I will be your sports reporter for the night. While I was in Phoenix, I caught up with NAU alumni and former quarterback Kerry Grossert. Take a look. Do you hear the difference? Grossert graduated from NAU in 2013 and brought his football talent to Vienna, Austria. After playing overseas, he said he knew he wanted to take football beyond the field and into his career.
I'm with NFL Players Inc., which is the for-profit subsidiary commercial arm of the union. And so we commercialize the players' rights, so name, image, likeness. We do that for NFL players. So you think about trading cards and video games and jerseys. My role is really to continue driving that revenue on behalf of the players, and that helps fund our union, and then actually gets shared out to the players equally from the revenue we create from those sales of products. So that's what we're focused on.
During Super Bowl week, he coordinated the 7th annual NFL Players Association Pitch Day. Grossert said NAU played a valuable role in broadening his perspective past football.
But my experience there was student athlete for sure, and I got a great educational experience, and it gave me the tools to say, hey, I'm not just a quarterback or football player. There's other opportunities out there for me to go beyond the field, and so here I am, yeah. and NAU is a big reason because of that. Yeah.
Ava Nichols, NAZ Today. And although this weekend was our first Sunday without football in a long time, there was a lot of action in northern Arizona. To start, NAU men's basketball played Idaho in Moscow on Saturday and were able to pick up their 4th conference win, beating the Vandals by 22 points, 72-50. Also on Saturday, NAU women's basketball beat Idaho in the Sky Dome, 87-78. The Moran twins scored a combined 37 points, and Olivia Moran scored a season-high 20 points, and she was just one shy of tying her career high of 21 points in a game. Both teams have 2 more games left, and then are headed to Boise, Idaho to play in the Big Sky Conference Tournament March 4th through 8th. NAU Track and Field hosted the NAU Tune-Up on Friday before they head to the Big Sky Indoor Conference Tournament in Moscow this weekend. 5th year John Murphy broke the men's weight throw school record at 21.4 meters. To put it in perspective, he threw 35 pounds over 70 feet. Also, sophomore Trenton Gibbons broke the 60-meter hurdle school record, winning the event in 7.76 seconds. Closing out with high school, Flag High girls soccer beat Arcadia 3-0 in the state tournament quarterfinals, advancing them to the semifinals tomorrow night in Glendale, Arizona against Walden Grove. Good luck to them. That's all I have tonight for Northern Arizona sports, but stay tuned after the break for more weather with Matt Kienitz.
Is your family in need of more quality time together?
Hello, I'm Dr. Spruce. Nature is best enjoyed together. So bring the whole family to discover all the bonding and stress-reducing benefits parks and forests have to offer. Visit discovertheforest.org and trade in phone time for family time.
Birds, squirrels, chipmunks, grass, worms, bugs, trees, rocks, and other objects in nature cannot talk. If you'd like to have a conversation while visiting nature, you will need to bring humans along. We strongly recommend starting with your family.
How prepared is your family if a wildfire shows up at your doorstep, or a flood, or an earthquake? You can't just turn away a natural disaster. That's why it's important to go to ready.gov/plan now. It has the tools and tips you need to make an emergency plan with your family. So if disaster comes knocking,
let's go.
You'll be ready to help keep your family safe.
It's just a pizza.
Yes. Make a plan today.
Bye-bye.
Hi. Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help.
You were probably gonna turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Meals on Wheels gives me a chance to be totally selfless. More than the food itself, a lot of seniors don't have family. So just to have someone to talk to, just to say, hey, how was your day? That means so much more than a meal could ever mean. We have to look outside of ourselves to be that lifeline to other people. It's worth it.
So there you are, shuffling through a stack of resumes and you come to mine. This is it, first impression, my way in. But can my resume show you how I truly stand out? Like that I was studying, going to night school while working 2 jobs just to help my parents pay for groceries. Or being the first one to always step up. No, that's something you just can't put on paper. Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent that is dedicated, hardworking, and determined like me.
Welcome back. We're going to take another look at that Flagstaff extended. 27 degrees is going to be our high on Thursday with a low of 19. Friday, 36 is the high with a low of 20. 43 as the high on Saturday with a low of 20 again. 31 on Sunday is the high with a low of 14. We are going to still be in this winter weather conditions until tomorrow around 11 p.m. And remember, these winds are not going to be friendly tonight, so make sure you guys stay safe. That's all I have for weather. How about on Daz?
Yeah. With that being said, please remember we will be dealing with near blizzard-like conditions. The Arizona Department of Transportation says you should only drive when necessary.
And that's all we have for you guys tonight. Make sure you stay updated and follow us on our social media. Stay safe.
Good night.